Today I'm making cardamom cookies. They remind me of chai tea. It's the same spice that's used to make chai tea. So if you like spice and sugar, you're gonna love these cookies. So here are all the ingredients we'll be using for this recipe today. We're gonna use white granulated sugar, brown sugar, salted butter, but of course you can use regular butter, vanilla, cardamom, an egg, flour, baking soda, and salt. To our mixing bowl, let's add 1 cup of butter, which is the same as 2 sticks of butter. When I started this recipe, I did realize I had on my whisk attachment instead of my paddle attachment, which really doesn't make any big difference, but I would have preferred to use the paddle instead. But I already started, so let's go with it. To the butter, we're going to add 1 cup of granulated sugar, I went to grab a tablespoon because my recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, but after writing this recipe down, I just realized that it's the same as 1/4 cup. To that, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now we're going to blend this all together until it's all well incorporated. Let's do a little cleanup in between. Let's add 1 egg, off to the side in a separate bowl, we're going to go ahead and start sifting our flour. Let's measure 2 1/3 cups of flour. To the flour, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And 2 teaspoons of cardamom. One-half teaspoon of baking soda. With a whisk, let's get that all well blended. Begin to add in small batches your dry ingredients into your wet ingredients, blending in between. While my batter is mixing, I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning up a little bit. And this is when I realized it was not a good idea to use the whisk. As you see, I'm working that dough out of it. It was kind of hard to get it out, but I eventually did. Next time I'm going to use the paddle attachment. Grab your cookie sheets and line them with parchment paper. In the meantime, your oven should have been preheated at 350 degrees. You could use a small cookie scooper, but I decided to use 2 teaspoons instead. Bake your cookies in a 350-degree oven for 7 to 8 minutes, and remember, do not overcook them. Halfway through the baking process, I had an idea to put a beautiful imprint on these cookies with the bottom of a glass, and then finish baking them in the oven for the remainder of the time. Okay, are you ready for the big reveal? It was a no. Didn't go as planned. I did not like them. So I went back to my original recipe and just left them as cookie dough balls, put them back in the oven 350 degrees for 7 to 8 minutes. And when they're done, this is what they should look like. Fluffy, warm, chewy cardamom cookies. If you enjoyed this recipe, I would greatly appreciate for you to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.